Oh, and welcome back to Falcon Blues TV. So, obviously, Everton have drew 1-0 with Spurs, and we've got a lot to talk about, haven't we? I want to start with the positives first. I thought Everton did really well in the second half. I thought we were unlucky not to win the game. It was a great goal from Tosin. Good ball from Yerry Mina. First time cross from Digne, and I think that'll do Tosin the world of confidence, because there's a lot of people that want him to do well. He's a hard-working player. He needs a bit of confidence. Obviously, we're sick of talking about VAR, everyone is, but we've got to bring it up. Now, there was a couple of contentious decisions. Mike Young, our old team, made a really good point about Richarlison. He said that if he got it with the bazooka, he wouldn't get a foul. There was one at the end of the first half that match that they didn't pick up, where a Spurs player's all over him, and Martin Atkinson gave it the other way. I don't know how he gave that.
He's the boy who cried wolf, though, isn't he, Paul?
Sorry?
He's the boy who cried wolf. That's a problem.
That's a problem. He goes down too easy, and I was asking this question to... I can't remember who I asked it to, actually. It was either Barney or Mikey. But because he goes down a lot, he's got a reputation. And that's what happens when players do that. But we're going to bring up, obviously, the VAR. The 26 replays they took to have a look. And they said it wasn't clear and obvious handball. Dele Alli was tasked with man marking Yerry Mina, which is a tough job. And he's decided to jump up with his arm up like this. Now, in reality, if that was given us a penalty, Pochettino would bollock him going, "What are you doing?" That's a penalty. The one on Richarlison is also a penalty. Especially if you consider the one that Brighton got against us. Now, there's no consistency with VAR. That's my problem. Now, obviously, we'll talk about the one with Son on Mina. There was slight contact, but at least they had looked at it and went, well, he's daft. The reason Son didn't get that was his reaction, the way he went up like that. There's been a few comments saying put Son on the soft cunt list. I'm not going to do that because he's not a malicious player. That's an unfortunate thing what happened. We wish a speedy recovery to Andre Gomez because he is a belter. Check that out below somewhere. But in my opinion, Martin Atkinson, he lost control of that game. There was a couple of decisions, even the Mina one on Son, he was right there and he went to VAR. 26 replays, that took 4 minutes, 4 or 5. That's the longest one we've ever had. He could easily go over to the touchline and have a look at the screen and overrule everything. Why not just do that? There's also the one at the end of the game. After Tosin scored, there's a foul on Richarlison. He doesn't give it, because as you said, Jay, he cries, the boy who cried wolf, he goes down too easy. But my argument with that was, I was like, he come up on the VAR screen, check him for a red card. Martin Atkinson had his whistle in his mouth and he bottled it because he's a bad ref. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an Evertonian and he's had a bad game. He's just a bad ref in general. Yeah, I'll be really impartial, yeah. The Liverpool game, they had a goal that was ruled offside. It wasn't offside. Guess who made that decision in the VAR room? Martin Atkinson. But he lost control of the game. He should retire. And for that, just made the list, Martin. Useless cunt. But like we were saying, VAR isn't actually the problem. It's the knobheads in the room. They're making up their own rules. I think they're nervous about giving decisions, and it must affect your mentality if you've made a mistake. 26 replays. They're not looking at that if they're not sure. I mean, it says it all about refereeing standards. When people were tweeting today going, bring back Mark Clattenburg. Fuck that. No. But that just says how bad the standards of refereeing are. There's a reason that there was no English referees at the last World Cup, because they're all shit. But when everyone's saying Clattenburg, you know what, actually, fuck it, yeah, he's getting fucking put on the list and all. Not just for that derby. We all know what I'm talking about with that derby with Clattenburg. But this is a man who, if I remember right, got a tattoo of the Champions League on his arm and also the European champion. Fucking beautiful. I mean, who does that? You know what I mean? Gets a tattoo. That's narcissism, that. But there was someone else I wanted to mention as well. You've probably seen it on Twitter, Andy Gray on Bean Sport, or Bain Sport, whatever you want to call it. Alan Pardew is defending the alley one and said, well, I think Andy, he's protecting his head when he goes up like that. Are you having a fucking laugh? Andy Gray had a proper laugh at that. And for that as well, Alan, well done. To hat-trick today, Jay. Alan Pardew, for not just saying that, for being an awful manager. And We all remember that dance he did, don't we? And when Palace scored in the FA Cup and he thought he'd won it, and the first thing he did was look at the camera and do this weird dad dance. You fucking knobhead. But this debate is going to keep raging on all season. No one likes VAR. It's ruining games. It's ruining goals. You're on tenderhooks sitting there going, what's going on? There's no transparency. We don't know what they're saying. If there was more transparency, I might be more open to it. But the main issue is the people in that room are getting decisions wrong. Jay made a good point. It should be an independent panel. Whether you want to get ex-pros, I'm against that as well for one reason. You've seen the one against Brighton, Letitia, who's on that list as well, and Sutton, who's also on that list. They're forwards. They think it's a pen. Of course they do, because they're forwards. It's funny how all the defenders went, it's not a pen. You just need someone who's impartial. Maybe look at youth players, ex-youth players who've got to a certain level, played at a high level, and not made it. Bring them in, because they played at a high standard and they can see common sense. We're all sick about talking about that. But coming soon is going to be a new show from Barney Bagan and a mystery guest. And it's called Football is Dead, because you can't tackle no more. Everyone's on tenderhooks to making decisions in the box. It's burning our heads out as well. But, you know, what can we do? Let's hope for 3 points on Saturday. To chill out, because this has been a bit of a rant for me, which I appreciate. I'm going to listen to my glasses and listen to Spirit of the Blues. Now people are going, how can you listen to glasses? Well, people know that I fucking can. So, up the fucking toffees, Colin Chong.